There's a name that can silence every fear. There's a love that embraces the heartache, the pain, and the tears. Through my faith and my doubting, I know one thing for sure. His word is unfailing, His promise secure. Todo va a estar bien.
Everything will be alright.
Whole world's in His hands. Your whole world's in His hands. In the darkness and the trials,
He's faithful and He's true.
the whole world's in His hands. Y todo va a estar bien.
Oh, everything will be alright.
Father, you say everything's gonna be alright, but my circumstances say
I won't live through the night.
I need your word to hold me now, need you to pull me through. I need a miracle, a breakthrough.
I need you.
They say you hold the whole universe in your hand, but my world's falling apart
Like it is made of sand.
Am I small enough to slip through the cracks?
Can you take my broken pieces and put them back?
Give me faith to believe
You were on my side.
Open my eyes to see you working in my life. Let the past remind me you never fail.
And tell my soul it is well.
Y todo va a estar bien. Everything will be alright.
The whole world's in His hands.
The whole world's in His hands. In the darkness, in the trials.
He's faithful and He's true.
Your whole world's in His hands. Y todo va a estar bien. Everything.
Oh, oh, oh.
Everything will be alright. Oh, oh, oh. Todo va a estar bien. Oh, oh, oh. Everything will be alright. Oh, oh, oh. Yo, Padre, te confieso a corazón abierto que todo es muy incierto en este desierto. Mi vulnerabilidad está al descubierto. Siento que mi barca está muy lejos de su puerto. ¿Por qué será que ya no sale el sol en mis días? ¿Por qué mis noches son tan frías? ¿Por qué será que siento que me falta algo? ¿Por qué este camino gris se siente tan largo? Sé que estás sobrando aunque no te sienta. Sé que estás sobrando aunque no te vea. Sé que voy a salir de esta odisea. Sé que voy a ganar esta pelea. Sé que va a cesar esta marea temporaria. Que en ti yo viviré una vida extraordinaria. Que aunque no pueda entender, me consuela saber que yo sé que todo va a estar bien. Todo va a estar bien. Everything will be alright. The whole world's in His hands. Your whole world's in His hands. In the darkness, in the trials.
He's faithful and He's true.
Your whole world's in His hands. Y todo va a estar bien.
Oh, oh, oh. Everything will be alright.
Everything will be alright. Todo va a estar bien. Oh, oh.
Everything will be alright. Look at this belly, guys.
He's got the whole world in His hands.
He's got the whole
world
in His hands. He's got the whole
wide
world in His hand. Go ahead, boys. I don't know about you guys, but I like it. That was, let me just tell you guys real quick. Evan Kraft, Danny Goki, Be Alright. So you guys know how we do. I like to set the mood, set the tone. And before you Christian people get on me about listening to gospel music while I was like dancing around, let me just explain that, okay? Today I am celebrating. As you all are well aware, a couple weeks ago, tested positive for COVID. My first time catching it. And although I wasn't on my deathbed, it was pretty bad, guys. And it lasted. After the first week, when I wasn't getting better, I was starting to feel down. I just wanted to get well. And it was just taking too long for me. So my symptoms lasted like 2 to 3 weeks. And I got weary. So today I am feeling so much like myself again, okay? That I am celebrating. As you can see, I dressed it up a little bit. And that was the purpose of me standing up and dancing around for you holy Christian people who like to judge, okay? That was the purpose of me standing up. And again, I want to tell you this. I am in my mid-50s, okay? And if you guys read my book and followed my journey, okay? A lot of times when people go through stuff, right? When people live a hard life, it wears on them. It shows on them. So, I'm not being conceited. I am so grateful that my Father in heaven has preserved me. Okay? Now, like my book says, God's gift to you, okay? I've seen people who have gone through some stuff, not even half the stuff that I've gone through in my life, and they look rough. They look like they've been through a war. Now, I'm not trying to tear people down or judge anyone, okay? I'm just trying to give you an image, okay? I have not had any surgeries in my life, okay? I take antidepressant meds. I'm in my 50s. I've gone through menopause. That is what God can do. Okay? That is my point. Like I shared in earlier videos, like, I do not spend money on myself. The same clothes I wear today, like through God's grace and mercy, my weight does go up and down a little bit. It fluctuates, but I can wear the same clothes, guys. These are not new. I've had them for years and years and years. I'm laughing because it's funny, but it's not. But I just have a weird sense of humor, so sue me, whatever. So even though I was playing like gospel music, and I do believe in God or a higher power, whatever you want to call it, is fine. So there's a lot of things that I don't do. When you talk about religion, okay, there are like the 10 Commandments, there's sin. And yes, I have done some things in my life in my earlier days. Yes, I am not without sin. But even though I don't need the 10 Commandments or a set of rules or things that we should or shouldn't do. Like, some stuff is just common sense, okay? So I'm not knocking the 10 Commandments, but again, people with common sense, like, we don't need certain things to tell us like what we should or should not do. Like, I don't know, to me, I just think it's common sense. So I am going to say that I am a God-fearing person. Based on what society has told me, through my research, through my readings, again, maybe I'm programmed that way. I don't know. but I am a God-fearing person. And what I mean by that is, and again with religion, like there was a time that I was so hard on myself and so in fear because of this God that society has taught me about, okay? I'm going to give you an example. Now, in religion, okay, based on the Bible, okay, as you guys know, I had a sister who, I don't know if it was like suicide, like there's some talk about it being suicide around it. She did have a mental health issue. Her childhood was just as traumatic as mine because she lived in the same house under the same roof as me. We both have the same mom and dad. Later on in life, she battled a drug addiction, okay? So we have some mental health issues going on. We have a woman battling the disease of addiction. The pain, of life. Maybe it got too much for her. I don't know. My point in saying all this is, right? My father tells me that my sister is not in heaven. Because based on his perspective, okay, they say that suicide is an unforgivable sin. And he believes that when people take their own lives, like they're not going to heaven. And this is a problem that I have with religion, okay? Because at the same time, I was taught that, God is supposed to be a loving and caring God. My Father in heaven, he's supposed to understand when you know that a child was born into the world, okay? And you know their story and you know everything they've been through as a child before you even reach the age of 15 years old, okay? What about forgiveness? What about the fact that maybe she didn't know any better? Like, I don't know what the story is behind my sister's passing at 35. I still struggle with that. I still battle with that, even though I believe in God. And, even though I know that they say that suicide is an unforgivable sin, like, I'm not quite sure if that's how she left this earth as far as intentionally harming herself. Again, she had a mental health issue. She was taking mental health meds. She was battling a drug addiction, street drugs. You cannot be on mental health medication and still be using street drugs. It's a bad mix. They said her heart stopped. So this is the problem that I have with religion. Like, even though I still believe in God being my higher power, even though I have what I believe, there's some stuff that I just can't get by as far as religion and Christian people and judging, and like some things is between you and your God. How about that? Like, to sit here and tell me that my sister is not in heaven, like her life was hard enough for her to have to go to hell afterlife? What kind of bullcrap is that? So, yeah, when I think like this, it could be blasphemy. But my God knows me, and I know my God. And like I said, if that God made me in his image, okay, and I ask him for wisdom, knowledge, and discernment, surely he understands that you gave me this brain to think and question and wonder. So we're not going to stay stuck there. That's not what this session is going to be about today. I will be spending more time down that avenue at a later date because we're not there yet, but this is what I'm saying, about religion, Christianity. I just don't ever want to think that my sister is somewhere beyond this life suffering because she suffered enough on this earth. Okay? I have to believe that my God, who is a loving, caring, forgiving person, who has mercy. They talk about Judgment Day. What about the people that when this lady was on this earth as a child, the people that were supposed to protect her, love her, care for her, keep her safe? Are they going to hell too? And again, even though my parents fell short, I don't want my parents to go to hell. Mom or dad. And I'm not saying we're all going to go to heaven. We don't know. I just know that I do not want my parents to suffer beyond this life. Because this life is hard and we suffered enough. And if this God is really a loving and caring and forgiving God, this is the religion part of it, okay? But again, we'll go there another day. So as I was saying, I got through COVID, guys. I'm feeling pretty good. I kind of dressed it up a little bit for you guys, because you guys always see me like with my hair a mess. I'm looking tired. I'm looking beat up. And I just want to show people like, hey, don't get it twisted. Mid-50s. Come on, guys. I may not be skinny, but I am not fat. And it's all natural. No surgeries, none of that. And I'm not judging anybody who have had those surgeries, okay? I always, health is a big thing to me. And I understand the side effects of obesity, okay? Hell, I have people in my family who struggle with obesity, okay? And we got to do what we got to do. I'm just saying for me, like my God, okay, did all this. Mid-50s. Come on, guys. Anyway, we're not going to go there. I know we already did, but that's the end of that. So anyway, again, guys, we are not going to yet go back to script. Okay? And I know, like, I really am trying to get back to script, guys. Because, again, like, as of yet, I don't get paid for any of this, okay? They talk about relationship experts and coach experts, and people kind of do this for a living to make money. I'm sure they have a message and they're serious about sharing that message with the world, but because they do that as a career path, okay, they have to get paid for it. I myself am still working a 9-to-5. I have a full-time job. I've been there for 5 years. I have a 401k that I've had for some time. I'm laughing because kudos to me, honey. I have life insurance that I've had for years. And the reason for that is because I have close family members, okay? And I know some of my friends, okay? For whatever reason, left this earth and didn't have life insurance. My sister being one of them, guys. And my parents did not have the money to properly bury her, okay? My brothers and I had to come together, and my brother's girl, let me not leave her out because she was a key factor in that. But because my parents didn't have money, they wanted to cremate her. And my brother said, no, we're not doing that. So my two brothers and I, along with my brother's girl that he's been with for like 18 years, like came up with that money to give her a proper burial. Okay? And I myself got her headstone. Okay? Because she left 4 children behind in this world. And maybe one day those children are going to want to go to a place to see where their mom lays. Okay? Cremation was not an option for us. And I'm not knocking that process, okay? We do what we got to do. But I have ever since been talking to my young people around me the importance of life insurance. Both my parents have it, especially my mom, because I'm like, Mom, you know, funerals are like, what, $10,000 at least. Like, Mom, you got to get some life insurance because I'm not going to keep breaking my pockets to bury family members, you know, and friends, because I had a boyfriend who passed away who had no life insurance, and I had to do a fund me to help me come up with the funds to bury him. Like, I am well, when I tell you I have seen some things and I am well experienced in this life. Yeah, I had a boyfriend, he died of cancer. And, you know, I had to do a fundraiser. I had, you know, his family, of course, the bulk was on them because me and this man, we weren't married, but we were living together at the time. So, of course, his family took the bulk of it. But I did do a fundraiser. I gave what I had, you know, to give him a proper burial. And this is why I stress the importance of life insurance. Anyway, we're not going to stay stuck there. We can also do that. There's so much to cover, guys. I'm telling you, I'll be here forever. And like I said, I don't get paid to do any of this. Like, I want to be well informed. I want to, like, I've done the work, like, as far as educational wise, as far as, like, reading. Like, I just need to give this stuff back, okay? Because I don't just want to get better. I want everybody to get better, okay? Moving on. So today's show I wanted to do, so a certain young woman had reached out to me on social media. I had posted something that apparently this young lady got, you know, she was in a space where she misunderstood the message in that post. And she reached out to me on social media. She was in a lot of pain. And, you know, this is what I do. And by all means, I let people know, like, I'm no specialist. I'm not an expert. I'm no physician. I'm no therapist. You know, I'm simply here to guide, to give information and point you in the right direction, okay? So anyway, this young woman reached out to me on social media, and she started venting about her relationship with an ex-husband, and there are some children involved. And she went on to talk about him being a narcissistic. And lately, like, I want to say within the past year or two, this word started being thrown around, a narcissistic person. And I can tell you throughout my life, I might have had like one incident with someone whom I might have come to believe might be a narcissistic person. So I want to address that because part of my journey is, you know, mental health, education, knowledge, wisdom, okay? And like I said, I've had a situation in my life like that. So I met a young man, and at the time we were in the same type of program, okay? This young man approached me and asked me for my number. And I knew what he wanted. I was single at the time. I was new to the environment that I'm in now. There was a lot of things I didn't know. I had just, actually, you know what? I'm going to tell you, I had just buried the guy I told you that I used to live with. We were in a relationship. He died of cancer. I kind of felt like mentally, because I had never seen anybody go from being a young, healthy individual through that whole process up until the time he took his last breath. And this is when I talk about, like, sometimes there are things that go on in this world that is traumatic. It was a very traumatic experience for me. And I felt like mentally I was not well. I was living in another state away from home. And what happened is I was unable to stay in that place that we had together. So I made a decision to quit my job, and I had a very damn good job. I worked for, what was it called? New England, what was it called? It was a doctor's office. I'm sorry, guys. I'm in my 50s. I have so much in here. New England Dermatology and Laser Center, okay? I was a medical transcriptionist there. Good job. I had 401k, like all that, like good job. Anyway, so I ended up quitting my job, giving up my home, and relocating to where I am now. And the reason why I came here is because my mom and my two brothers were here, and I was in such a critical state of well-being that I felt like I needed to be closer to home and closer to my family, okay? Anyway, during that time, I did the year of mourning, and I was tired of being alone. And, I was like, it's time to, like, put this behind you and get back out there, whatever. So anyway, so when he approached me and asked me for my number, I asked him the question, did you have somebody in your life? And not everybody is fully honest, guys. So anyway, ask the questions, blah, blah, blah. We always want to believe what the person we are dealing with tells us because, like I said, I'm new to this area. I don't know anything. I don't know anyone's past, anyone's history, whatever. During that first 3 months of dating, I found out that this young man had already been in a relationship with another woman off and on for like 18 years. And when I confronted him with that information at that time, he said to me, I just want to be happy. This young woman had some things going on in her life. I don't think it was a healthy relationship, but who am I to say? So anyway, I bonded with this young man, and it was awful. It was my first time experiencing anything like that. And what it did to me mentally, it was bad. So to that young lady who reached out to me about being involved with narcissistic people, this is what I'm going to tell you, okay? When you reached out to me on social media, I suggested that you visit my YouTube page because I would be able to better guide you there, okay? So you're going to have to go back through my videos, because there's a lot of information about relationships, not just with loved ones, relationships with parents, relationships with your siblings, relationship with your children. Like, you have to take all this into account, okay? And as far as dealing with a narcissistic person, you tend to focus on that person and what that person is doing. But for me, like, it started with me and it ended with me, okay? Now, as if you follow my journey, you will know that I already suffer a mental health condition, okay? I also have a past of battling street drugs, okay? I have, 17, 18 years clean today, okay? So I've done the work, okay? First of all, we need to get you to a healthy state. Like, it's not even about this person that you're dealing with. From what I observed through the messages, you seem really hurt. You seem really angry. And the first thing you got to do is get you back, okay? Because as far as those children go, like, you're not going to be any good to those children, honey, until you take care of yourself. I would recommend, now I am recommending, again, I'm no specialist, I'm just giving you some suggestions, okay? And I can tell you what worked for me, okay? When you go see your primary care physician, I would have a conversation with that doctor and request that this doctor gives you some referrals to some counselors. Like, you have to start there. Like, going to counseling, doing therapy, focusing on you, okay? Mentally, spiritually. You may need to do some counseling. Whether you believe in that or not, whether you actually go that direction or not, I am just sharing with you what worked for me, okay? Like I said, I have a mental health condition that I'm on meds. I take Celexa, 20 milligram. And, it's not going to happen overnight. Like, it can take some time. For everybody is different how we bounce back from things. I can tell you, like, so I go to counseling when I need to. If I'm in that critical state of mind and things are beyond my control, like, yeah, I get therapy. I go to counseling. There's some things that you're going to have to work through, okay? Before you even start to deal with that person, you got to take care of you. You got to get you centered, okay? So yeah, I seek counseling. I go to therapy. I have a mental health condition that I take meds for. And let me tell you, the meds, right? Like, when everything is going good in my life, I am fine. But when I encounter something that triggers me, okay, that's where the meds come in. Because there was a time that the doctor was trying to look at if we were at a place where they could wean me off my meds. Like, I wanted to come off my meds, and the doctor said no. They said because the meds are working. Like, sure, on a good day, when everything's going your way and there's nothing to be down about, life can seem great. Up until something triggers you, okay? And that's when the meds do what they're supposed to do. Because how I react to something, or how I respond to something, or my feelings surrounding something may not be the same as others. Like, I need something more. Like, I can get so angry with the world and so down and so hurt. And I've even went through a stage in my life where, yeah, I didn't act out on it, but yeah, I was suicidal. Because for me, like, when people hurt me, right, I want so badly for them to feel that pain. I want so badly for them to be held accountable, okay? But as we all know, that doesn't always happen. So I ended up stuffing and stuffing, okay? To the point that if I can't hurt you, I wanted to cause harm to myself, like as a way to release. Like I'm still here, as you can see. I really hope, lady, that you take my advice, okay? Because I've gone through years of therapy. There's all these like journals and self-help books going around on the internet. Again, I grew up in a time where when most of my stuff happened, there was no internet. But through therapy, through counseling, through other programs, like I learned about writing down my feelings. I learned about journalism. I learned about being careful with my words, okay? I learned about categorizing things, okay? And see, we tend to get overwhelmed when we're trying to take on too much, okay? So you have to break it down, okay? And each stage is different, okay? And some stages may take longer than other stages. Like, this is not an overnight thing. Nobody can wake up the next day healed. Maybe some can, I don't know. Because, when dealing with quote unquote narcissistic people, like, I am a big mental health advocate, okay? And I not only have a lot of experience with mental health, I also educated myself around that topic. And when people talk about narcissistic people, obviously there has to be some mental health going on with that person, okay? And I can tell you that to this day, I am friends with that person. But that person no longer has control over me. Like, I set boundaries. He is in another relationship now that he's been in for a few years. And he would still want to be with me, even though he's in that other relationship. He would still want to be with me, but I would have to keep our relationship a secret. Like, I'm going to lay down with you and be with you behind closed doors, but in public, I'm supposed to just fall back and play my position while you're hugged up on somebody else. You're taking trips with this person, traveling with this person, and this person don't even know. She don't even know. But out of respect for myself as a woman, out of respect for this other woman, when I think about the harm that this person has caused me and the harm that this person continues to cause other women, and, again, obviously there's some mental health stuff going on that this person is not aware of and is in denial about. So I'm going to tell you, like, you're not alone, honey. You are not alone. There are millions of women in this world, and men, okay? Because there's some narcissistic women out there too. And I don't even like that term, narcissistic. I don't do labels. I don't like being labeled myself. Like, if I've ever harmed anyone, like in my journey, right, I had to take a look at the role that I played when dating men. When I wasn't a healthy individual, I've had to apologize to some men. And the thing with that is, like, again, it starts here. Like, you have to do the work. You gotta dig deep, and you can't do it alone. Reach out to your doctor. Get some therapy. They will give you the tools that you need to do the work. You know, when I talk about my mental health, right, and I talk about meds, I also learned how to do some other things to maintain the symptoms of my mental health condition beyond meds. Because again, meds will take you from here to here. But there's some other stuff you have to do, honey. The children will be fine. If you don't take care of you, you are no good to those children. And I say that as being a child who has gone through some horrific stuff because of the choices my parents made. Okay? Anyway, guys, this video is going into 40 minutes. To the young lady, you know, please, please, please stay in tuned with me. You're not on this journey alone. I myself, although I am better, I'm not 100% well. But as you can see, life goes on. Focus on you. There are lots of men out there, honey. It's not just that one person. And you deserve to be happy after everything that you have gone through. You deserve to be happy. And I know we all feel like we're all human. We all are going to, at some point in our life, need that human touch. Need that, you know, need to feel loved, you know, need to feel wanted. We have needs as humans. Like, it's okay. But again, we need to first educate ourselves. Okay? On the journey of educating yourself, there's going to be a whole lot of good information and a whole lot of bad information. You need to be able to take all that and decipher through it and use discernment, okay? Because all information is good information, guys. I always say that. Take care of you first, honey. Get to that place of healing and love for yourself. Get your strength, because you're going to have to fight for those children. You know, I always talk about, you know, even through a mental health condition, even through the years that I battled addiction, you know, all the traumatic stuff from my past. Like, I'd like to think that I have successfully raised a child on my own, no help from dad. I don't dog him. You know, what kind of person would I be to sit there and dog my daughter's father out in front of her? Like, regardless to whatever situations her dad goes through, like, that's still your dad. I have relationships with my parents today. Like, I've always had relationships with my parents, good or bad or indifferent. Like, those are my parents. But what I did was I educated myself. I got myself to a healthy place. You know, sometimes we have to set boundaries, even with parents, even with siblings, even with your children. You have to set boundaries. You have to heal. You have to educate yourself. You have to have you first. And then I go back to my parents, a whole different person. And I still love them and I still deal with them. Like, I just have a love and understanding. You know, when we talk about religion, this is why I say I'm more spiritual, because nobody is perfect in this world. We're all in this place. Like, it is so difficult to navigate through, okay? but we're all human. You know, we asked God to give us grace and mercy, but who are we if we don't extend that grace and mercy? Do I still deal with my daughter's father? Absolutely not. And he's tried to come back, and I've told him, like, you know, the best thing you ever gave me was our child. Like, just focus on your child. We have a grandson now. Enjoy your children. Enjoy your grandchildren. We're good. I just removed myself. Like, we're not doing that. I've had enough. You know, when the pain gets great enough, honey, this world will break you down. And it's not just relationships with men. It's a hard life, filled with millions of people who are going through stuff, who are suffering through stuff, who have their past. You know, every day we all try to get up and, you know, try to go out in the world and make a living for ourselves, you know, keeping a roof over our head, paying bills, groceries. Like, there is so much stress on people. So much stress on people. That, of course, being human, we are going to go through stages where we're angry, when we're hurt. You know, these things are going to happen, and it's normal, but it's what we do with them. How do we manage them? How do we deal with all this, right? And still be somewhat sane? Education, very important, because you can't fix what you don't know is broken. And it's not the outside stuff. Like, we can deal with the outside stuff later. Right now, we need to deal with what's going on in here. Okay? Lady, you are okay. I know it doesn't feel like it in this moment, but you are okay. Okay? Just, you know, focus on you. Take care of you, okay? Because without you, having you, your children don't got you, honey. Like I said, I've successfully raised my daughter, even with a mental health condition, even while battling a drug addiction, through all the failed relationships. You know, it's a lot. It's a lot. But again, like, you have to take care of you. Okay? Anyway, guys, this video is 48 minutes long now, so we're going to shut it down. To the young lady that reached out to me on social media, you know, I hope you continue to follow my journey as I navigate through this life and continue to educate myself, continue to take care of myself. Hopefully you can use the information that I put out there to help you on your journey. Now, when the video started, I was playing Evan Craft, Be Alright. Let me just, you guys know, when I don't use my speaker for more than 5 minutes, it shuts itself down. It drives me nuts. So let me go, turn my speaker on real quick, guys. I'm right here. I'm right here. I'm right here. Just turning on the speaker. Bloop, 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 bloop. There it goes. Gonna connect my Bluetooth to it because it is not connected. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Bluetooth, Bluetooth. Come on. Come on. There we go. Like I said, guys, I like to end this on a good note. Healing. You know? But again, you know, no one told us this life was going to be easy. You know, he did not tell us, our Creator did not tell us that this world was not going to have some really bad things in it. Here we go. I'm going to shut up, guys. Let me turn my speaker up.
There's a love that embraces the heartache, the pain, and the tears. Through my faith and my doubting, I know one thing for sure. His word is unfailing, His promise secure. Told me I'll stop, yeah.
Everything will be alright.
Whole world's in His hands. Your whole world's in His hands. In the darkness and the trials,
He's faithful and He's true.
the whole world's in His hands. You don't want to stop, yeah.
Oh, oh,
Everything will be alright. Oh, oh.
you guys gotta believe that. Everybody sings about it, right? We all talk about it, right? I need you. To that young lady, we need you. We need you. Can you take my broken pieces and put them back? Yes, He can. Yes, He can. It is well. Everything will be alright.
The whole world's in His hands. The whole world's in His hands. In the darkness, in the trials.
He's faithful and He's true.
Your whole world's in His hands. You don't stop, yeah.
Oh, oh. Sweetheart, if you don't believe, believe that I believe, okay? It's gonna be alright, lady. You gotta fight. You gotta fight. And I don't mean go beat him up. Please don't go do that.
Yo, Padre, te confieso a corazón abierto que todo es muy incierto en este desierto. Mi vulnerabilidad está al descubierto. Siento que mi barca está muy lejos de su puerto. ¿Por qué será que ya no sale el sol en mis días? ¿Por qué mis noches son tan frías? ¿Por qué será que siento que me falta algo? ¿Por qué este camino gris se siente tan largo? Sé que estás orando aunque no te sienta. Sé que estás orando aunque no te vea. Sé que voy a salir de esta odisea. Sé que voy a ganar esta pelea. Sé que va a cesar esta marea temporaria. Que en ti yo viviré una vida extraordinaria. Y aunque no pueda entender, me consuela saber que todo.
Blessings, guys. Blessings. Blessings. Blessings.
Everything will be alright. The whole world's in His hands. The whole world's in His hands.
K-Love, guys. K-Love Radio. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys tune in again. I really enjoyed doing this with you guys. I hope that you guys get something out of it. Again, just sharing the knowledge and the wisdom, pointing you in the right direction. Like, I will never sit here and tell you a lie. If I don't know, I'm going to tell you I don't know. But I guarantee you I'm going to look it up. I'm going to find out the answer, and I'm going to point you in the right direction. You are not alone in this world. Take care, guys. Be kind to yourself. Bye.